All right, there's only 3 of us in the car today.
So excited. The same.
Colin, Anthony, and I are headed to, well, we're actually here at Mesa Verde National Park, and we are going on a balcony house tour in about an hour and a half.
Traveling, exploring, and learning on the road. Fun family road trip.
We stopped by yesterday and got our tickets just to be sure that we'd get tickets for the one that we wanted. We left James, Doug, and Emmett back at home, and this evening Doug and James are going to go, and then we'll stay with Emmett. We did not figure this would be something that Emmett would like, and so we figured it'd be easier and a lot more fun if we just traded off and left him behind. So we just pulled in here. We're driving the road through Mesa Verde, and this was pretty cool. They actually have their own little gas station. Over here are showers, restrooms, laundry. There's a general store.
Cafe.
And you can barely see through the dirty, filthy windows, but a cafe. Behind us there is also a visitor center and a bookstore and like a little ranger center. Back down the road, right towards the beginning, before you even come into the park. There's a visitor center that's actually really good. It has some neat displays. That's where you buy your tickets if you want to do the tours. They're $5 per person, no matter what age. But depending on your tour, you have to be able to go through tunnels. You're going to be up on steep cliffs. You have to climb tall ladders. So if you can't handle that, then you'd have to pick a tour that does not require that. And if you can't do it alone, if you can't climb the 30-foot ladder by yourself, if you have a baby or something, they have to be in a backpack. And so there's no way that Emmett would. He would probably be too scared to be up that high climbing, and so he'd have to be in the backpack, which would be fine, but it's an hour long. He'd probably get bored with it, and he doesn't really like the steep cliffs, and so he would be scared being up there as we were climbing. So they do allow it. You still have to buy them a ticket. No matter what age you are, if you're on the tour, you need a ticket. And so $5 is pretty inexpensive. So we ended up paying $25 for all of us to go. And our tour is at 11. It's about 9:30 now. So we're going to head on down the road. It says there's a museum down there. So we are going to go check that out before we go in. Also, you do need a National Parks pass, or you have to pay $20 admission per vehicle to get in. This national park does have a campground, of course, with 40-foot fifth wheel. We are too big, so we cannot fit in it. They also have trailer parking if you're traveling through and you just want to park your trailer and drive your vehicle in, because any further than this down the road, we're right near the campground, you can't bring trailers down there. But they do have a place to park your trailer so that you can just take your vehicle down, check out the rest of the national park, and then come back to your trailer. So that's kind of nice if you're just traveling through. So we're off to the museum to check it out. All right, the boys waited till we were just about to drive away. Then they said, oh, we need to use the bathroom. So they're in the bathroom now. I am super excited about coming here. When I was in school, I just went to public school like most people did. I did not like history at all. But one thing I do remember was them talking about these cliff dwellings that we're going to go tour. And I was super impressed with them. I always wondered how the people got up there and how they actually lived there. And I never thought that I would actually get to go in and see them for myself. So I'm super excited today to actually get to go in and check them out. Colin's excited because he likes climbing ladders and going through tunnels. Anthony's excited because he's just always excited about everything. James might be a little bit scared because he is afraid of heights, and so we'll see how he does. But it's going to be fun. All right, boys are back. Now we're really going to the museum.
Yes! We just got to Park Point. It is the highest point in the national park at over 8,000 feet, and there's a fire lookout tower, and I think we're gonna go check it out. Let's go. learned from the sign right here that this lookout tower scans with binoculars every 15 minutes looking for fires. So if they spot one, they'll locate it and then they'll send out a rescue squad.
So I see why they would put this fire lookout here. You can see everything from up here. The views are amazing.
Whoa!
And you can look out in all directions from up here. It is pretty awesome. All right, we've got half an hour till our tour. The museum is about 5 miles from where we start on our tour, so we are just walking in to check it out really quickly before we head over for our tour.
Okay, now at the museum, we decided to see what the spruce house is, and then we found out what all the pictures in Mesa Verde is all about. Right there.
So this is the spruce treehouse. It's the best maintained dwelling in the park, but it is closed for people to go in right now. Anthony was super excited to see it. I don't think he has any idea where he's about to go on his tour. We made it to where our tour starts. So it is about an hour from the beginning of the park and the visitor center to any of the tours. They're all about 25 miles, but they all take about an hour to drive to because the roads have a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, and you need to watch for people at all the pullouts. There's lots of places to stop and check out the views. There's a lot of things along the way, plenty of places to get food and water and use the bathroom.
I can't wait to go.
Mesa Verde, and welcome to Balcony House. My name's Alex. You can call me Alex or Ranger Alex. I have a background in geology. Balcony House is probably the most strenuous of all the tours that we do. There's a good number of obstacles that we'll have to face together. So first off, anyone afraid of heights? Yeah? Anyone afraid to admit that they're afraid of heights? Perfect. Well, I locked the gate behind us, so you have to climb. So before we get to the ladder, we're going to go down about 150 feet. We're going to go down some metal steps, and they just redid the trail, so it's nice and smooth. So the first major obstacle will be that ladder. It's 32 feet. It's not OSHA, so there's no clicker thing, you don't snap into the ladder. So it's very cartoonish and has these large rungs that look like bones. Our major rule is to not touch, lean, or sit on anything that's man-made. It's over 900 years old, but it is our duty as visitors to these sites to be respectful of the ancestral land of the Pueblo people. We'll come in contact with the tunnel. So everyone's heard about the tunnel? It's 900 feet long, and it only gets smaller at the end. And I regularly fill it with rattlesnakes. Just for added effect.
Piece of cake.
Yeah,
Piece of cake.
Yeah, everyone will go through as quickly as possible. I'm only supposed to bring back 82%. You guys have that to look forward to. It's 12 feet, but I'll show you guys just how big it is going into it. This would be like that TSA check baggage.
Okay.
There's a ton of resources here, and it's pretty much the reason why the Pueblo people were able to survive. There's a very unique landscape here. The Pueblo people were able to thrive for more than 2,000 years. The reason why they call it Mesa Verde, green tables. So if you look off in the distance, seeing Mesa Verde, it looks like real flat green. But it's actually incorrect to call them a mesa, this landform. Cuesta, right? Right. Well, there's a 3 to 7% grade. There's a gentle slope to it. And that slope's a direct result of the La Platas and nearby mountains.
There is the ladder.
So this is kind of a secondary source of water for the Pueblo people. It's a seep spring.
How was the climb, Colin?
Awesome. I want to do it again.
Because that's where
Same.
that usually.
Was pretty cool. This is so nice. I know.
No, I like it that way.
I like thin.
I like being thin.
I like thinking thin.
Daddy long legs get
Hey, that's a crowded area for me.
well, yeah. And I don't want to get kicked.
Do not.
Okay.
There's some journal excerpts that I came across. One in particular was that when they would excavate these sites, there would be so many rattlesnakes that they would chuck dynamite into it to blast them all out.
And that ruined stuff by doing that?
Possibly. They had a different approach to things back then. Probably frowned upon by modern archaeologists. They did analysis of some of the remains, and they had common issues, like because they primarily had a diet of corn, or 75% of their diet was pretty much corn. They had like anemia and stuff like that. And there is a dressing of the dead, and so there are areas of the park where people were entombed in some of these sites, but most every person that passed on was cast into the midden piles just right off the edge of the canyon.
No, because you gotta get don't get too.
So there's a little hole down there. It represents the spirit world.
So here you find a lot of the soot marks and more activity on this side.
What's all this black from?
Fires,
Huge fires?
just hundreds of years of fire.
Hey, Mom. Hey! That was amazing. If I had the option, I'd totally do it again. I just also learned in the hike why Spruce Tree House is closed. It's because there's a bus-sized boulder ready to fall.
All right, we made it back. How was it?
Amazing! That was one of the most amazing hikes I've ever gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it much of a hike, but more of a tour. So it was super cool. There was one baby there. He was crying most of the time. It made us very glad that we did not bring Emmett. We wouldn't have been able to pay attention and listen and learn about the place because we would have been trying to entertain him. And if he wasn't happy, then it would disturb everybody else. So that was a great choice we made to leave him behind. So now we are going to have some lunch and hit the road back And then it'll be Doug and James's turn to come check it out.
We stopped at the visitor center to get badges before we went home.
Let's go.
As a junior ranger, I promise to protect Mesa Verde National Park.
Very good. Here are your official landscape. Okay.
So Harmony and Anthony and Colin are all hiking at Mesa Verde, and me and James and Emmett are here at the RV. We're sitting here in Walmart just hanging out, and the boys are playing games, doing push-ups.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your turn. So we are at the balcony house.
Where's that?
That is up on the side of a cliff in a cave-ish thing. Up and up and up you go. Very slow.
Have you done the junior ranger pose before? Okay, you know the drill. All right. So repeat after me. Say, as a junior ranger.
As a junior ranger,
Stay on the trail
I'll stay on the trail
and pick up trash that I see.
and pick up trash that I see.
Very good. Here's your official name.
We've been going to a lot of national parks with a lot of rocks with lots of layers in them. We've made this dessert to symbolize all the layers of rocks that we've been learning about in all the national parks that we've been to, such as Capitol Reef, Canyonlands, Arches, and Mesa Verde. As soon as Dad and James get back, we're going to surprise them with these delicious desserts.
The pudding was good. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.